Zainab, before starting the class, let's do a little bit revisit of the syllabus and what we have in our syllabus. Okay. So that we can identify what we are going to study in the 10th standard, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So first of all, dear, as so basically for in the physics, so basically your science subject is divided into three parts. Okay, so it is combined right now. Okay, so in this, so basically in the physics topic, in the physics subject, so you have four chapters in your syllabus. That is, first chapter is basically light that you have studied in the school. So basically light has two major topics, that is reflection. Okay.
Wait, so right now we're revising the whole chapter, like the light
No, no,
and
no, 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 no. I will just giving you the chapter's name and how we will proceed in the class.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll discuss about the human eye first, because right now batch is the human eye is running right now in the batch, so that's why we'll discuss the human eye. Light chapter will be discussed separately.
Okay.
Okay. So reflection and refraction. So reflection and refraction. So these are the two main things in the light chapter, which is based on the ray nature of light. In this chapter, we will assume that the light is in the form of ray nature. Ray means a kind of straight line. Okay.
Okay.
So these two natures will be, these two phenomena will be observed when the light is in the ray form, ray nature form. Okay. Basically, light have three types of form, three types of nature. Right now, we are only studying one, that is ray nature. Okay, Zainab? Okay, so in this chapter, we'll study about the mirrors, we will study about the lenses, we'll study about the how what are the types of image formed, what are the types of images are there, like real and virtual images, right? So these are the things that is there in this chapter. Okay, and so we'll study how what kind of images are formed, like enlarged, virtual, real, small, or of the same size, depending on the place of the object. Okay, so we'll discuss this thing in the detail as well. Okay, no need to worry. Okay, so this is about the light chapter. Next thing is human eye. That is basically we will discuss in this class. That is human eye. Okay, so human eye. One more thing there. In this chapter, numericals are there. Light chapter, numericals are very good in numbers. Okay, so it's a little bit lengthy chapter because theory as well as numericals are there. Okay, Zainab? Okay, so but in the human eye, if we talk about the human eye is very, you can say, is the extended part of the light. In this, we'll study about the actual application of light in the real world. Okay, we'll study about the human eye. What are the functions of human eye? What are the components that is there in the eye, like retina, ciliary muscles, lenses, cornea, and you can say blind spot, optic nerve. What are the function of those components? What are the function of those things? Okay, we'll study about this thing in detail. Okay, next thing is that dear human eye. Next thing is basically dispersion of, oh sorry, defects of eye. So basically, as a human being, you must have seen that many of the people wear glasses, like they suffer from different kinds of defects in their eyes, like they cannot see the far objects, they cannot see the near objects, or they cannot see both the object, like whether it is near or far. Okay, so we'll discuss everything in detail. What are the types of defects that is there in the eye? Like if this is a long sightedness, it means that that is a myopia, or this is a short sightedness, that is hypermetropia, or that is presbyopia. It means that when the basically human body ages, so presbyopia happens in our eye due to the weakness of the body. Okay, presbyopia is the case in which we cannot see the far and nearby objects both. Okay, and we will also discuss correct the how do we correct the defects of the eye. Okay, next is we will study about the dispersion of light. So basically light consists of 7 colors. You must have heard the Vibgyor. Okay, so this is the type, this is how the 7 colors are written. So in the white light, 7 colors are there. White light consists of 7 colors. So in the dispersion of light, we'll study about how does the 7 colors split when the light passes from the glass prism. Okay, dispersion of light. We'll study about the scattering of light. Why do we see the sky blue in the morning? Why do we see the sky as red in the evening and in the you can say sunrise? So this is given by the scattering of light. Okay, Zainab? So
Yes.
these are the answers will be given by the scattering of light. Okay. So this is how we will proceed. Okay. In human eye, basically your like majority of the portion is theoretical. Only a single type of numerical is there in which you have to find out the power of a lens or focal length of the lens that we use to correct the eyes. Okay, so that numericals will be from the refraction part. Okay, we'll do the same kind of numerical in the refraction part as well. Okay, so both the numericals are very same. Next chapter is electricity. So electricity is the chapter that is very important for the exam point of view because it is the lengthiest chapter in the 10th standard. And it has like multiple topics, multiple important topics in this chapter, like Ohm's law and Joule's law of heating, power, basically power of the basically or
So, how many marks will this chapter come from?
this will be around at least like 4 chapters are there. I think so 9 to 10 marks will be there for this chapter. Like basically this varies, you can say from teacher to teacher because like suppose that some teacher gives priority to light chapter. So basically if even they go 27 marks is given to the physics out of 80 marks, right? So out of 27 marks, so 4 chapters are there. If I evenly spread out this thing, so that would be around 7 marks each chapter. But this is the long, you can say longest chapter in this, so it would be around 7 to 9 marks. Okay. It depends because like there are many topics like power and Joule's law of heating, Ohm's law, resistance, combination of resistance. Like multiple topics are there in which numericals are very good in numbers. Okay, so each topic has its own numerical. Like in the light chapter, like basically mirror formula and the lens formula are very similar, but in this, both every topic has different you can say approach of the numericals. Okay, like a combination of resistor, you have to find the resistance, resultant resistance, like in series, in parallel. Then you have to find the voltage using Ohm's law. Okay, and after that you have to find the Joule's law of heating, then power. Okay, so these are the things that we'll study. So that's why light chapter, electricity chapter is very important. Both light and electricity are very important for the exam, for the basically in the exam for the numerical point of view. Okay, because majority of the numericals will be from these two topics. Next is magnetic effects of current. So in the magnetic effects of current, Zainab, basically we'll study about that when the current flows in the conductor, a field is generated that is called magnetic field, which behaves like a magnet. Okay, when the current is flowing through the conductor, a kind of region is generated in which we will feel magnetism. So that's why this chapter is known as magnetic effects of current. In this chapter, we'll study about like what is the direction of the magnetic field, what are the properties of magnetic field lines, and what are the factors that are affecting the you can say magnetic field. Okay, so this is a very, you can say, this is one of the most easiest chapter in the 10th standard. And this is a, you can say, before last year, that was like this chapter is very long. But right now the CBSE has omitted most of the part. So only a very small portion is left in the syllabus right now. Okay, only half of the syllabus, half of the chapter is left right now. Okay, Zainab?
Yes.
So that's why these are the 4 chapters here that we'll study in the 10th standard in the physics portion. Okay, one chapter was there that was sources of energy, but right now it is not there in the syllabus. That is omitted from the CBSE curriculum. Okay, so these are the 4 chapters. Okay, and one more thing, dear, we will strictly follow NCERT. Okay, and I will follow NCERT exemplar for the MCQs. Why MCQs of the NCERT exemplar? Because in the exams, copy pasted questions comes from NCERT exemplar as the MCQs. Very, like there are very high chances. Why very high chances? Because this is a book published by NCERT itself. So there are very high chances that because you know the CBSE follows NCERT. So most of the questions directly comes from NCERT or PYQs, right? So there are very high chances. So that's why we'll follow the exemplar. And the next book that I will give you as a PDF, because that is my, you can say, reference, that is a reference book. Okay, that is called Lakmeer Singh. Manjeet
So
Kaur.
take a printout of
No.
this.
That is not required. You can take if you want, but if you can study in the PDF form, you can study from the PDF.
All
This
right.
book, okay, so first of all, I'm not promoting any book because this book is used by me itself when I was in 9th and 10th standard. So that's why I recommend this book to my students. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a suggestion. It's up to you whether you like or not. So like every student have its own taste, right? So, but I will share it. So this book consists of very good explanation in detail along with the real world examples. Okay. And MCQ questions are there, short type subjective questions are there, long type questions are there, and examples like solved examples are also there. Like you can see this NCRT does not give very solved examples, right? NCRT doesn't have that much examples, but in this book you can practice multiple numericals. Okay, so this is a very good book. So I will share it. So you can take a reference, and you can sometimes that you don't have like you're not able to understand what language is given in NCRT. But in this book, language is completely for the students. Very basic language in the simple words. No fashion word are used.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is very famous. Like this book is very famous in the North
So,
Indian parts.
if we write according to how the book, it's written in the book,
Huh.
like in the basic simple terms, will we get the marks?
Yes, obviously. There you go.
Okay.
The main thing is that the concept should be right. Doesn't matter which language you are using, the concept, the accuracy should be right. If you are saying that, what do you mean by reflection of light? So if you're, suppose that, so if you're writing that the bouncing back of light rays into the same medium from a polished or a smooth surface, it's called reflection of light. This is a very simplest definition that you can give. So this is a very accurate definition because you have written every conditions that should be there to for the reflection of light, right? Okay, so this is the book that I will share you. This book is very famous in North India because I have already used this book when I was in 9th and 10th standards. So that's why I recommend. So if you like, I will share it. You can take the reference. Okay, if you like it. Okay. Okay. So let's right now let's okay. Okay. So this was the syllabus discussion. Okay. No need to write this thing. Okay. Now this first part that we'll study is the human eye. Okay, Zainab. So first of all, देखो dear, human eye. Yes, Zainab. Yes, please tell me.
No, did you like say anything just now?
No, I'm not saying it. Okay, I'm just saying right now. Okay, so
Okay.
basically, this is the first topic of the human eye chapter. That is human eye. So basically, we will study in this. We will study about the human eye. What are the functions of human eye, and what are the different things associated with human eye? Okay. So let me paste the picture of the human eye first. Okay then. So this is the diagram, labeled diagram of an human eye, right? So in this diagram, let's study about what are the things that is there in the diagram. Okay. Because in the exams, the question comes in the form of draw a well-labeled diagram of an human eye. Write down the functions of the different components of the human eye. So this is a 5 marker. So you have to draw the diagram. Okay. Along with that, you have to at least give give 2 or 3 you can say functions of the different components, like what are the function of ciliary muscles, what is the function of iris, what is the function of cornea, pupil, aqueous humor, vitreous humor, lens, retina, optic nerve. Okay, so at least if this is 5 markers, so you should have to give five. You should have to draw the diagram along with 5. You can say components of the eye, right? Okay. So this is the ray diagram. So in this, you can see this thing that every so there go. Let me tell you in the diagram itself. After that, I will write down everything. Okay. Okay. So the ciliary muscles. First of all, start with the ciliary muscles. What are the functions of ciliary muscles? So as you can see here, that ciliary muscles basically hold the lenses that is there in your eyes. Ciliary muscles hold the lens of the human eye. Okay.
Okay.
Next is islands. What is the function of islands? Islands basically in the light rays passes from the island so that that it can form an image. Okay, this is a very basic function that I'm telling you. I will write down everything. Next is iris. So basically, iris is the you can say part of the eye that controls the amount of light that it will enter. Suppose that dear, that if you are in a bright light, so what we will do, we will basically you can say close our eyes to a very good extent. It means because bright light is coming into the eye, so it will hurt our eyes. So what we'll do, we will basically close our eye so that, and the very you can say small portion of eyes open so that the light comes so that we can see the clear picture of the surrounding, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but in the dark room, what you will do, you have to basically open your eyes as much as possible so that you can see the clearer vision of the surrounding, right? So this is the function of iris that will basically controls the amount of light that is entering into the eye. Okay. Next is cornea. So cornea is the outermost layer that you have seen, that is whitish layer, cornea. So cornea basically refracts. Refracts means bends the light. Most of the refraction happens at this point. Most of basically because they go, light rays are coming in form of parallel rays because the object is in infinity. So light rays would be parallel. Yeah. So when the light rays will enter, so it will refract towards the islands so that more light enters into the islands and more clearer picture is formed. Okay, Zainab? Okay, yeah. And pupil basically, you can say it control basically pupil and iris are very, you can say, dependent on each other. So you must have seen there is a black hole in our eye. Yeah. So pupil is that black hole which basically allows the light to enter. So if that suppose that the amount of light is very high, so it will basically become short. It will basically become very short. Okay, it will close like a, you can say, very nib point, so that less amount of light entered into the eye. Okay, if the light is very low, so it will basically
Protects our
expand.
eye.
Yeah, Zainab?
So it protects our eye.
No, it does not protect our eye. Basically, it basically you can say both iris and pupil. You can say what I was saying here. Uh, it basically gives you. Just a moment, I'm not able to get the exact what I was trying to say. It basically gives you the control how much light should enter into the eye, both
Okay.
iris and pupil, right? Okay. So it basically gives you control how much light should enter to give a clearer vision. Because if the amount of light is very high, na dear, so your light will get hurt, and there are very high chances that the retina is teared. Retina is a kind of tissue, so it will get teared if the amount of light is very high, and even the lenses are as well. Okay, so must have seen that when the when you basically when you basically exposed to a very bright light, suddenly your vision gets blank. Yeah, if basically if you go to a photographic picture room, so what will happen, when there is a flash is a very high light, bright light, so it suddenly basically there is a white in front of you. So that's why it is very important to control the amount of light that is entering into the eye.
That is pupil like shrinks with the
Shrinks and expands according to the amount of light, and this pupil is controlled by the iris. Okay, got it?
yeah.
And retina is the point on which the image is formed. Retina. Okay, so basically it's a kind of screen. You must have heard about real image and virtual image. Have you heard this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So real image can be obtained on the screen. So image formed by the eye is in real image. Okay. So it is formed on the retina. And after that, the image formed will be converted into the electrical signal that is sent to optic nerve to manipulate by the brain. Okay. This is how the image basically function of the eye works. Okay. Okay. So let's understand this one by one. Just a moment.
But the aqueous.
Basically, aqueous humor gives the nutrition as there is no blood supply. Because these are, you must have seen that in the whitish part, there is no blood supply. So basically, you can say, to give the proper nutrients to the this cornea region and the islands, aqueous humor performs as a nutrient. Basically, it gives a supply to the islands and cornea of the nutrients. Okay.
And
vitreous humor basically maintains the shape of an eye. It basically maintains the shape of an eye in the spherical form. If there is no vitreous humor, by due to the external atmospheric pressure, the eye will burst. If there is no vitreous humor in the eye.
Okay.
Okay.
And the blind spot?
A blind spot is the point in which basically you can say that is related to the retina. Image is formed after that. If the image is formed, you will not able to see something because blind spot is not there in the syllabus actually. You can say properly. So that's why it is not that much discussable. Okay. Optic nerve, it basically sends the signal to the brain.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So all the parts are done. So let's discuss it one by one. Just a moment here. Just a second here. Actually, just a little bit pen is working. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So blind spot is nothing but your insensitive portion. This is an insensitive portion. So if you basically, if the lights, it is very related to retina. If the image is formed there, so nothing will be visible. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It is the point. So once the image is formed, so it will be transferred to this point, and this after this, the light will leave this eye towards the brain. Okay.
If you don't mind, can you tell me what was the function of vitreous humor again?
Vitreous humor basically, yeah, sure. Vitreous humor basically maintains the shape of an eye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, it basically maintains the pressure inside there so that the eye is in completely spherical form. Okay, so let's discuss one by one and everything in detail. Iris, let me write it down here. Okay. Okay. Just a second. So iris regulates the amount of light. Please let me know if my writing is readable to you.
Yeah.
Iris is a thin pigmented structure found in the eye that can regulate the amount of light that can enter okay. And one more thing that like you must have like we have different colors of eye. Okay, so iris basically you can say gives the idea what kind of color will be there of the eye. Okay, present in the, it determines the color of the eye. Okay, like you must have black or brown eyes. I have brown eyes, so my iris is of brown color. Okay, suppose that like you must have seen foreigners like western indian people, oh sorry, western people, so they have very bluish color eyes, greenish color eyes, bluish colors eyes. Okay, so the iris is of the blue color. Okay, iris,
So it gives the pigment.
it gives the pigment. It is written that it is a thin pigmented structure. Iris determines the eye color. Okay, dear. This is the iris. Now let's come to the, let me draw it. This is one. Okay, so pupil is the black color black hole that is basically present in the center of the iris. Okay, just okay. So it is black seen at the center of the iris. Okay, so you must have seen that there's a black color hole in the color of the eye. Okay, that is iris, that maintains or regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Okay. Which permits light towards retina. Okay, Zainab?
Yeah.
In doubt?
No.
Chalo, let's pray. Okay. And basically, it like suppose that if this is a like there if there is a bright light, so it will basically shrink, and if this is a very dim light, so it will expand so that more light can enter. Okay. Any doubt, Zainab?
No.
Sure, that's great. So let me write here. Pupil will shrink in the bright light. Amount of light eyes. Okay, and it will expand. Is my writing readable to you? Please let me know. Let me. Okay, chalo, that's great. Dim light to that enter into the eye. to get a clearer vision. So when you are in the black room or in the dark room, so you have to open your eyes as much as possible, right? You have to see the things in a very like focused manner when you're in a dark room. Okay, you have to open your eyes very largely, right, to get clear vision. Okay, Zainab?
Yeah.
Please let me know if you have any doubt till now.
No.
Chalo, that's great. Okay, so next is cornea. Okay. So basically, cornea. Uh, First of all, cornea. You can say the common function of cornea is to protect our eye from the different particles like dust and air. Okay, the air particles, right? And the next major function of the cornea is to refract the light towards the eye lens. Okay. Okay, Zainab, clear? The major cornea. Most of the people only thinks that the refraction of light happens at the eye lens, but before that the major part of the refraction happens at the cornea. Okay. Yeah.
So the light again refracts in the eyelids.
Then after that, the amount of light that is entering into the eye after the refraction at cornea, so that light will also get refract so that the image is formed at the retina. Okay.
Yeah.
Sixty to 75%.
This will also come.
Yes, Zainab, you're saying something?
The percentages will also come in exam.
Yes, that will gives you a very good impression on the teacher.
Okay.
That will leave, yeah. Because the teacher will say, okay, yeah, student knows that how much amount of light will refract at the cornea. Okay. Because this is given in the books as well. Okay. So around the 60 to 75% of. Okay. Okay, Dana. So this is the major function of the cornea, that it will refract the major amount of light. Okay. So that more light enters the eyelids. Okay. Next is just ciliary muscles. Okay. ठीक है, Zainab? So basically, ciliary muscles, I've told you that basically ciliary muscles change the thickness of the island. So basically, it basically holds the islands, right? Let me write it down in this way as well.
So the main function of ciliary muscles is just to hold the islands.
It basically holds the islands and change the shape of the islands when we focus the basically when you focus on the object. Suppose that Zainab, we have to see the far object. So what you will do is that you will basically open your eyes as much as possible to see the clearer vision of the far objects. Yes or no? But if you want to see the nearby objects, so what you will do, you will basically shrink your eyes.
Yes.
Okay, so that you can see the clearer vision. So that's why it will change the thickness of the eye depending on the nature. Okay, so when you change the thickness of the eye, the ciliary muscles are responsible for changing the thickness of the eyelids. Okay, so the two functions are there. It is to basically hold the islands in the proper shape, and the second function is to change the thickness of the islands, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So like more thick means like more focus.
More
Thickness. The more thicker the islands get, more focus I will have.
more focus in what aspect you are
Like
asking?
eyes will focus more.
So basically, yeah, it depends. In if you want to focus, then basically focusing means what? Focusing means you should get the clear vision, right? And you basically focus the camera. What you will say when you focus the camera, it will basically gives a clearer vision. Yeah. So it means that when you focus, so basically, if you want to see the nearby objects, you have to basically see the objects in a very you have to close your eyes as much as possible so that the islands become thick and it basically focus on the shorter distance. Okay, so before, yeah. Yes. So if you want to see a very small object, so what you will do, you will basically bring that object very near to your eyes and you will basically almost close your eyes. Yes or no? If you want to basically put the thread into the needle eye, what you will do, you will basically close one eye. Have you done
Yes.
this thing?
No.
You're not. Chalo, theek hai. You can try this one. You can try this one. Okay.
I'm supposed to like put a needle in my eye. What?
Like basically, like when the basically you have to like sew anything, so you have to use needle, right?
Yeah.
So there is a very small hole in the needle in which you have to basically put the thread.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you have to put the thread into that hole, na, so that is a very small hole. So you have to basically close one eye so that you can get a clear vision and you can easily put the thread in it because that is very small, right? So I'm basically changing my focal length of the eye. I'm basically changing my focal length. I'm basically decreasing the focal length of my eye. It is my eyelids become very thick in that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And if I want to see the very far objects, my eyelids become very thin so that I can see the far object clearly. My focal length become very high. Okay.
Okay.
Accommodation of eye. And changing the shape of the lens. Okay, sure. Next is
What does the word accommodation of eye mean?
Accommodation means changing the shape of the eyelids. Accommodation means when we adjust the focal length of our eye. Okay. Accommodation word will come after this topic. So right now, was the accommodation word I've used so that it gives a proper meaning. But after this topic, we'll study about the accommodation of eye. What does it mean? Basically, what is least distance of distinct vision? Okay. No need to worry. Okay, I will explain this accommodation as well. Okay. Next is the ciliary muscles. Okay, Zainab, clear there? Again, and this is the ciliary muscles. Okay, next is what is next? Let's take next one. Cornea done, pupil done. Let me write it. Cornea done, iris done, pupil done. Eyelens is left, na ciliary muscle is done. Okay. Next is eyelens. Okay. So basically, the main function of the eyelens is to refract the eye, light, right? The of the refract the light rays. Okay. Focus it on the retina. Here's Zainab. Next is aqueous humor.
Shape of the eye.
Hmm. So basically, aqueous humor do what? It basically provides nutrients. Just a moment. Mhm. Yeah. Aqueous humor is a transparent and watery fluid between cornea and eyelids. Okay. So it provides nourishment to the eye. body and lens as they do not have blood supply. Here, Zainab. Next is vitreous humor.
This one provides shape.
This one provides shape to the human eye. So basically, both the aqueous humor and vitreous humor are watery liquid, and both the major functions is to provide the nutrition in the eye, and this one provides nourishment in the cornea and the lens portion, and this will basically maintain its shape inside the eye. Okay. You must have seen that we have very like our eyes can move in anywhere without any friction. So there is a liquid in our eye. You must when you yes or no. When we basically put our finger on the eye, it's a kind of a liquid comes from the eye. So that is nothing but that is your aqueous humor. It provides a water. So okay, in the inside the eye, it is vitreous humor. Okay. To maintain its shape. Okay. So next thing is basically your retina. So basically, retina is a kind of a screen on which the image is formed. Okay.
That's it?
Yes, I'm writing here.
Okay.
The retina. The camera. Okay. So basically, the retina, like
What does it say after the retina is the
film, 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 very thin. You must have said film is a kind of sheet.
film?
Film, film, film.
Okay, film.
It's a film also is used for the sheet, thin sheets. Screen of the. Okay. So retina also converts the light signals into electrical signals. Okay. Retina converts light signals and send them to the brain. Clear, Zainab? Okay. Only 2 points are left for the human eye. That is the optic nerve, and a very short word is basically it is related to retina, that is called rods and cones. So we'll discuss that thing in the next class because like I have another class, right? Okay. So let's keep this class here, okay, dear? I hope you got all my points that I've given to you right now. Please let me know once.
Yeah.
Any doubt so far to you?
No.
Are you sure?
The part in which, like the last point, right? Retina converts light signals
And send them to brain.
and sends them to brain.
Ah.
What did you put the electrical signals over there?
Electrical signal, because they go, our mind works on the electricity, on the electric signals, pulses. Okay. So to basically, so our mind cannot manipulate light signals. So to basically